Let's talk about what happened today. Today is, of course, Turnaround Tuesday, but I'm not necessarily referring to the QQQ and SPY reversal that you see after, especially on the QQQ, hitting the all-time high or trying to break the high up here at 32 8 382.78, and of course that trigger the reversal. This is of course qualified as turnaround Tuesday, but also referring to Amazon and the FANG stocks. You can see they were more or less on fire. You got Amazon, you got Google before the after hours. I guess the after hours got hit pretty hard, but ignoring that, Google, of course, was trading higher, um, which was weak yesterday. Same with Apple. Apple is trading higher, and Shopify is, of course, still weak. But before we talk about the general market and the direction of where it's going, I want to revisit Amazon and the mistakes I made yesterday. Um, and of course, we are talking about at this point this is of course Friday, ending at the low of the day, the morning strength, initial strength on yesterday morning. Uh, I, of course, predicted it was going to get sold off, and I sold one call option. Like I said, my mistake was not selling two call option or adding a call option when it went up to have a runner. But the other mistake I had made, and I didn't realize it until now, was it went down to the 200-day moving average, which is also at the 38.2. Now it didn't penetrate it, but the fact was I didn't even really looked at it because I wanted to wait. So I guess I just didn't want to make um, any irrational decision before it settled. Now, had I sold two call option or sold one and then add another one, I would definitely would consider looking at this technical line, covering the first call option and holding the other one as a runner. And maybe I would have covered the other one here, which would have been 800 plus the additional 1500. Or I might have just held that other runner because I made my initial. This probably be more than 1500, honestly. But this is, I always want to take initial profits. And of course, the other mistake I made was in the afternoon when the volume right here was so weak. I, of course, got hit on this breakaway, which was, of course, a mistake because the QQQ at the time was at a intermediate high, and of course we always know it's going to try to break that high and get that squeeze. So this squeeze right here cost me a $750 loss, which I'm still hanging on, which is still this. I mean, it's still frustrating me today to right now to have lost the 750 and the opportunity lost of this guy and making only 800 here. Yesterday, of course, I ended up only making $50, excluding that straddle that I sold. But like I said, that straddle that I sold, I ignored. And of course, here is the results for today. This is, of course, the position that I held from yesterday. I was down probably close to 3,000. I was gambling based on Google, not Google, Facebook. So I was expecting Facebook earnings to trigger a reversal for turnaround Tuesday, and of course that was definitely the case. As you can see, it gapped up and ran like crazy, and so my first position that I cover was one of the was right here. Of course, if it was perfect trading, I would have held both puts all the way up to where did we go up to here, right? But nobody's going to be perfect. I of course cover one of the put option here, and then I think the second put option I got stopped out. So this was kind of disappointing because I was almost about to cover it. So I lost a potential 250 on that. On one of these guys, I guess it would have been, yeah, it would have been this guy. So I lost a potential 250 on this guy. But we can just ignore these because these weren't technical tradings. It was, but for the day, it was really these two guys. So that's 180 that I made on technical trading today. Frustrating because obviously, when it went to frustrating because this 5 minutes right here, I timed it to the T. Again, I just forget that it often overshoots, or in this case, undershoots. And I think that was the call option right here. Let's take a look at that right here, right? It's definitely going to undershoot. And so when it undershoot, I was down maybe 250, almost 300. I wanted to add another position, but for some reason, it just, it didn't get through. Meaning, the it just, the price fluctuation was too much. I was waiting to do a market order, and at three down 300 or down 290. It barely hit like down 265, and then it went to down 190. So it just, the price fluctuation at this low level wasn't enough. I definitely wanted to add a position, and of course that ended up going up, and I only made, oh, what did I made, 150 whatever I made on that position, plus another 50 or whatnot. So the day only ended up like 200, not even 200, 180. So quite disappointing because I also missed out on this guy. Now I had an order for the put option that I was trying to time exactly to the T. My order at the close was at 40, it was at 45.50, 45.50 to the T, always trying to time it perfectly. And of course, what was the low? 45.85. Of course, I missed out. Potentially, this end up to 52. I mean, this is a good five, $600. The potential loss, opportunity loss rather, that I was just right there, making 600. So that 600 would have made me quite happy for the trading day, because you add 600 to the 150 or 180 that I make, and that's going to be above the value that I would like to make on a daily basis. Now I don't measure my account on a daily basis, but as far as being on the right mindset, I do like to make consistent gains every day, see consistent profit. This was just a little slight miss, too many slight miss. I think I had a slight miss yesterday as well on one of these positions. Yes, these guys right here that I was trying to get right at the 5 minutes, perhaps this one. I was just trying to time it perfectly, and that's just the way it is. Just missing out right on like a fraction. Well, actually, I had to stop right here. That's where I missed. I stopped at 33.2375. So I was stopped out on 0.25 I got stopped out. Had I increased the stop just a fraction to like 24.50 or 24.5 or whatever, I would have made this additional 700. So that's an opportunity loss of 700. And if I didn't make this mistake right here, we're talking about potential gains. We're talking about like $1,500 potential gains, or even more. So that's 750 plus another 750 plus another 700. So that's 2,000 opportunity lost if just based on fraction of points. I'm talking about like 0.25, 0.5 fractions and making dumb mistakes right here. So overall, I'm not, of course, not disappointed because I got lucky on Amazon, but that is of course luck. So I'm not necessarily happy, or rather I'm not necessarily pleased using luck as a strategy. But that being said, where are we going? Well, in my notes right now, I have push flush candidates are the best strategies, right? So, looking at Google, let's take a look at Google. Of course, in the after hours, we go ahead and take a look at it. Show extended hours going down all the way to the 2700. So this is of course negative, and I think this means that Google is going to get hit or attacked tomorrow, and most likely will test this 100-day moving average, which will continue to move up. So we're talking about where is this level at? So we're talking about a test of 2665 roughly. This is not looking good for Google at least. And I guess Shopify reported earnings. Um, I wasn't realize that, of course. So we'll take a look and see if Shopify. No, Shopify did not release earnings. It's just down 62 for no apparent reason. Yeah, it's just down 62 for no apparent reason. At this point, I guess Shopify would be what is the show extended hours. I would say Shopify at this point has a target with the 61.8, which would meet up with the 200-day moving average. And of course, Shopify is behaving like pretty much all the high option trading stocks, ending low of day. You can see ending closing low of day rather. So where are we going from here? Well, unfortunately, we are probably going to go down, and the reason why we are going down um, is because this is a test of this is a failure. This is a turnaround Tuesday. This is a failure of trying to break out. And so now you can see on the 15 minute, it's getting close to the 15 minutes. And when it gets close, these lines are like magnets. They start to become very attractive. So we're talking about the QQQ having a target toward this 15-minute trend line. Let's take a look at the SPY. And again, the SPY got sold off at the end, I suppose. Is that accurate? It is accurate. That is actually legitimate. It did get sold off at the end. And so now we're talking about, yeah, I'm meeting up with this 15-minute trend line, very similar to the QQQ. So I guess tomorrow being Wednesday, would qualify as Reversal Wednesday, and that has been the case for recent weeks. Reversal Wednesday is, of course, going the opposite trend of what the current trend is. And of course, looking at this McCullough oscillator, you can say the current trend is up, and then at this point it's neutral. It's still positive for the day, but we're talking about Reversal Wednesday. Obviously, it is a little bit of it shows the indication of turnaround Tuesday, meaning it's sold off from the high, and then Reversal Wednesday obviously is going to have a gap down, and wherever it goes to its initial target would be the 15-minute trend line, and then at that point we'll see what is going to happen. I want to look at the small stocks real quick. So DWAC, DWAC, the small caps rather. Let's go ahead and take a look at that guy. Yes, so at this point, very difficult to play. I think there will be a bounce. So where would be the first bounce? I would say this 60-minute target, which where I am anticipating. You can see how this McCullough oscillator is starting to line up. So it will start to get greenish, which would mean it starts to go down. This would continue to go up. So they have a meeting at around, I guess, somewhere around 43-ish is where it will meet up. This will continue. This will of course be green, but on the negative side, and then it will start to go back up. So I'm going to put an order for DWAC, Digital War Acquisition. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a position for Poon. Poon, of course, would be targeting this 60-minute trend line, which most likely would line up with DWAC, DWAC. They both trade in lockstep or in similar fashion. Then you got these other SPAC or whatever you call them, SPAC, SPAC. These have been having sympathetic movements because of DWAC and Poon. I'm not gonna touch him, of course. That is, of course, Banizare Capital Acquisition and Bucket Holdings, which is performing slightly better. Um, I don't know if I will be monitoring them, to be honest. Given I don't like to monitor too many stocks overall. Let me just go ahead and put on Tesla, because Tesla is, of course, the reason why the market turned around today, or the culprit for turnaround Tuesday, and it is because it's a capitulation top. Now, obviously, I know about capitulation top. I was trained on capitulation top, and I can see capitulation top, but I'm not gonna touch Tesla. I'm just not going to. As far as trying to top TAM or whatnot. At this point, it is a capitulation top candle. This is no way around it. We're talking about entirely all the shorts have been squeezed out. Whoever shorted these guys got their margin calls, got their, probably feeling a lot of pain and got stopped out for a lot of money lost. And this is why I don't like to play Tesla, because as a technical trader, you do play both side of the coins. Then you play both the upside and the downside. And if for whatever reason you get trapped in thinking this might be a down or a reversal at any point here, you're looking at this position and you're trying to time the top, you're gonna be wrong. Or if you are wrong, you're gonna get squeezed out. So many folks got squeezed out. If they try to tam the top, let's just say you try to tam the top here, and you sold a call option. We're talking about something in the 850 from just as recent as last week. You'll be down 50,000 or whatever this is, 25,000. Who knows whatever how many thousand you would be, but there is no way you're gonna hold on to this pain. This is the type of pain I'm talking about. This is the type of strategy, the push strategy, the squeeze strategy. This is the capitulation top. This is the meme strategy. We're talking about game and AMC and DWAC and Tesla. They all do these type of exponential movement. It just go parabolic rather. I'm not surprised it didn't go all the way up to 1150. Honestly, if the floats were a little bit smaller, definitely would have gone above it, squeeze everybody out. But at this point, I'm not necessarily convinced that it's going down either. It's just very, like I said, I don't like playing Tesla because I am trained on technical trading, and this is meme stock trading. This is the fear of missing out, the FOMO, the diamond hands, I guess, the push strategy. This is what all the new generations are taught on, and I just don't like that type of trading. Although I am starting to get accustomed to it, to be honest. Dabbling a little bit on Poon the other day on Monday, or was it Friday? I forgot. Maybe it was no, it was Friday, and I got, of course, that was down 10,000. Same with Game from a year ago, it was down 37,000. Fortunately, of course, my account can handle being down that much, and I turn out to be profitable. But I did not like the fear. I did not like the pain, and of course, I was freaking out on game being down 37. I mean, think about if I was on the wrong trade of Tesla, I would be freaking out too, Will I continue to hold it? I don't know if I would. It's hypothetical, of course. At this point, I want to sell the straddle, but why? There's so many other candidates to play. To be honest, the straddle is probably expensive. I will most likely buy a straddle on Friday, knowing that Tesla is going to move one way or the other aggressively. Maybe buy the puts, honestly, as if there's any strength on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes all the way up and even break this capitulation top. There's just that much strength in Tesla, or it might just come up, anywhere up here anywhere up here, right here, it doesn't matter. Who knows? There is no technical line to say this is gonna make it to this level or this level or this level. It just goes where it goes, and then at that point where it does not go anymore, it will reverse, and then by Friday it may meet up with the 15-minute line. That's the only thing I can think of, but I wouldn't try to play here to here. Tomorrow, I might play here to here tomorrow or Thursday, wherever that might be, or Friday. Definitely will not be trying to chase this down. Now, I do think tomorrow it will gap down, but that doesn't mean I'm going to chase it to this 15. We all know that Tesla does not behave technically, so that means that it might not touch the 15. As you can see, there's very often that it does not touch the 15 until at this point this is a gap down to the 15, and then it just took off. So this 15-minute trend line was a trap. It was a trap. So anybody who thought, oh look, it's gap down to the 15, it's gonna fail. Well, if you took that position buying, put option or selling the call option. I definitely would not be selling any call option, but we're talking about at the high of 1100 from this point to that point, 100,000. I don't know how much you would be down, 50,000. It doesn't matter. It's just that pain from here to here is just excruciating. I mean, you are talking about tick by tick, looking at your account down 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25, tick by tick. It just keep going and going. 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. You are going to break. This is torturous, and this is why the push strategy or the squeeze strategy is the most successful strategy of all the strategies, because if you get stuck on the wrong side of the trade, you are going to capitulate. Capitulation means I give up. I'm not touching the stock market anymore. I'm not trading anymore. I've totally, I lost my life savings. I lost everything. It's all gone. And of course, by the time you hit the buy back button or the sell button, whatever you want to call it, it goes the opposite direction, and then you want to pull your hair out, bang your head, whatever it is. This is the whole meme of the internet. Dump it is what they say. Once you buy in, they dump it. Once you try to go, short it, they squeeze it. So that's just why I don't touch Tesla. Um, Although I would love to touch Tesla, I'm just not at that point where I'm comfortable with it. That being said, what are we looking at overall? Look at Nvidia. So yeah, I don't think Nvidia got earnings, but I don't know. Nvidia is another beloved stock, and of course we're talking about the squeeze from the 100 all the way, the 100 moving average, which is the low of 196, all the way to 250. Yeah, this is a nice play. Of course, I missed out on it, which is disappointing. And then we got, what do we have here? Crown Resources, that's always good. Um, Overall, I don't know if there's anything particularly of interest on the upside. Let's look at the downside and see if there's anything here. You got Upstart, again, another meme stock candidate. This guy just wouldn't let go. This squeeze is like the Zoom squeeze that I would say, like, this is the Neil Golding child. When Zoom would just keep going and going and going. Oh, this golden child is just gonna continue to go forever. Well, of course, forever is always to the point where you don't know where forever is. It's just gonna reverse, and now you don't know what to do if you bought at the top. I mean, that's why I stay away from these type of stocks. Although if you do get it right in the beginning, I mean, we're talking about massive profits, massive squeeze potential. Upstart, I'm not going to buy at this level, of course. I don't try to play where I try to catch the reversal. When people want to go out, it can go all the way back down. There are no diamond hands. Diamond hands are only for those folks who are willing to stay forever, and those are the one who got down here. Maybe if you got down here, you can be diamond hands. Anywhere up here, you are not diamond hands. You're gonna get stopped out or feel the pain and finally capitulate. I guess that's it for these guys. On this potential, let's see who we got. Shopify, of course, we already looked at that. That's going down to the 200. Yes, to the 200. And CMG, of course, when it reached its high, what was it high at? All the way up here. Now, like I said, where is the bounce? Is it at the 100? Is it at the 200? I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. Facebook is, of course, the one I was thinking going to perform pretty well. At this point, with Google being down, it's gonna test the 100-day moving average. It's going to go toward, I guess, the 300 range. So I am not going to try to, target down here. I'll just wait it out. And I guess that's it for now. You got everything being red. On the green side is Amazon, Bookum, of course I missed, Nvidia, Crown, Humana. But overall, yeah, tomorrow I think will be Reversal Wednesday, so I am not going to, um, I am not going to be holding any or buying the upside. I will be playing the downside.